an agent and she's considering working with us, and she came in to shadow me today. So a round of applause for Amy because she volunteered to be the wife in this role play. It'll make her comfortable.
The wife of me, too.
Yeah,
bigger round of applause.
Yeah, bigger round of applause. All right. So what we're going to take you through is a typical, like from the time you set an appointment with a seller, with a potential seller, to which we're going to go through a pre-qualification script, which if you guys want one of these, we've got these, okay? And then we're going to go through and go to the listing appointment. It's going to be a price presentation is the primary aspect of what we're going to be going through, okay? The scenario is this. Sean is a past client of mine, okay? And he found a house that he's interested in. And because I stay in touch with Sean, I do. I mean, this is a real scenario. He found a house on Woodlawn Cemetery Drive. And while I was at Mega Camp, he called me and said, Mark, we found a lake house, and we want this house. It's right in the area that we want it. So his friends live right there, all this stuff. I said, okay, so what's happening is the only way that he's going to sell his house is if he gets this lakefront house. And you guys know lakefront houses aren't like a dime a dozen. You know what I'm saying? It's a unique property that he wants to get. Okay, so that's the scenario. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call up Sean, and we're not looking at each other when we're on a phone call, so that's how that's going to go. We're going to begin the role play with a pre-qualification. And then I'm going to hang up the phone, and then all of a sudden, poof, I'm going to appear, I'm going to be at his house. Okay? And then we're going to go through a pricing CMA presentation. Obviously, this will be our kitchen table. Okay? So, let's begin. Ring, 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 ring.
Hello.
Hello. Sean, it's Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Sean, just calling to check in with you. You guys get a chance to see that house with Christy?
Yeah, we did. We love it.
Good. So what's important about that house for you? What did you love about it?
It's on the lake, and we got friends closer, and just really being on the lake, it looks like it's a good fit for us.
Wow. So you got friends that are closer. So Amy told me when I spoke to her that there's like 6 8-year-olds that are right around the age of your kids that live right in that neighborhood. Is that correct?
Yeah, I suppose. If she said that, then yeah, that would be correct.
Oh, that's awesome. So it sounds like you're going to be near kids that your kids are going to like, and it's on the lake. So I guess time frame wise, if this deal can come together for you, how soon would you like to move into it?
As soon as possible.
Okay, terrific. So I guess if we sold your home in the next 30 days, is that going to pose a problem for you?
No, because I need to sell this one in order to buy that one.
Okay, so you already spoke to the lender, you spoke to Bruce, and he told you that this one's got to be sold in order for you to purchase.
Correct.
Okay, great. So in this case, then it sounds like we're going to have to present an offer that's contingent on the purchase or the sale of your home, correct?
I'm not really sure how this works the first time I'm doing this.
Okay, all right. So, well, here's the thing. If you've got to sell this home in order to purchase, Sean, why do I keep calling you Sean?
I look like I'm like, yes.
Okay. All right. So if you got to sell your home before you purchase, then we would need to do a contingency. Otherwise, if you're entering into a contract and your home doesn't sell, then you could be obligated to buy that next house. Does that make sense, Chris?
It does, yep.
Okay. All right. Terrific. So, Chris, in this case, how much were you thinking that you wanted to list your home for realistically?
I've been checking on Zillow and stuff, and I think we could get like $285 to $300 maybe.
Okay, well that would be exciting. Terrific. So, as a professional agent, I'm studying homes and prices every day. Therefore, I assume if this is the right house for you to buy, that you'll list your home at a price that will cause it to sell, correct?
Well, yeah, because I can't buy it without selling. So
okay,
yes.
Got it. So what's the price that you just can't go below?
I don't know. We haven't really talked about that. I guess, we'll just wait to see what you say, and hopefully, you feel you can get us that $285 to $300.
Okay. Well, I'll definitely do some research. My goal would be to get you as much as possible that the market can bring for you. And I guess if the market, if we do research and we find out that it's less than the 285, is this move still viable for you and for Amy?
Yeah, not like a lot lower. I mean, we've been looking at the comparables. So I think we're pretty good, but we value your opinion. So
okay, well, terrific. Well, I'll go over the truth with you, and whatever the outcome is, certainly it's up to you what you decide. So, in this case, can you tell me? Can you briefly describe the home since I sold it to you? Any improvements that I should know that will have an effect on its value?
We updated the kitchen a little bit and put up a fence.
Okay, terrific. So you got privacy in the backyard from the fence, and you got updated kitchen. Terrific. Did you put granite in?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else that I should know about?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. Any improvements that you think need to be done to the house to get it ready for the market?
No, I think it's okay. I mean, the carpet, someone may want to replace it, but it's not like dirty or anything.
Okay. All right. And so in this case, I've only spoken to you. Is Amy going to be able to be there when we meet?
Yeah, but I'm really the one that's going to make the decision on this. But yeah, she should be there.
Okay, terrific. Now, are you interviewing any other agents, Chris?
No, I'm not. Nope.
Okay.
You're our guy.
All right. Well, terrific. I'll look forward to seeing you. I think I've got you down. You said Thursday at 5:30, correct?
Sure.
Okay, great. I'll look forward to seeing you then.
Great.
Okay, so now we've got a pre-qualification. I didn't ask him what he owed, and I should have. Just to clarify to everybody, that should have been part of these questions. I got a sense of the condition of his home and what he wants to get for it. Okay, so now I've done a market analysis, and now we're showing up at the house, and we're going to do a pricing presentation at the house. So that's what this is. So now we're at the kitchen table. Hey, Chris, I got to look at the house. Amy, thank you so much for having me over. The house looks great. You did some nice improvements to the kitchen. I appreciate the opportunity to take a look at it.
It's all Amy.
Amy, good work. Congratulations. So, in getting prepared for you today, I really have three main objectives. The first objective is always I'm going to share the truth about the market with you and let you know, we're going to look at realistically what the highest price possible would be for your home, right? That will actually cause it to sell and bring the result, right? And then you're going to decide if that makes sense for you.
Okay.
And number two, I'm going to take a moment. I'm going to answer any questions that you might have. And then number three, we'll decide if this whole move thing is a fit for you. Fair enough?
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay, so I've got three real important questions for you. In this case, first question, do you absolutely have to sell the home in order for this deal to happen?
I mean, I'm pretty sure we do, but we talked and we don't want to be landlords. So even if we could, we just yes. So yes, the answer is yes.
Okay, all right. So it sounds like you definitely want to have the home sold. Got it.
Yes.
Will you price it to sell, or do you want it to be on the market a long period of time?
No, we want it to sell. I mean, we'd like to move and be in by the holidays, right? If possible.
Okay, terrific. Well, if everything goes well pricing-wise, do you want me to handle the sale for you?
Yep.
Okay, great. Excellent. So I'd like to take a moment and just review some of the questions that we spoke about on the phone the other day. Okay. Now, Amy, I spoke with Chris the other day. I'd like to verify some of these things just to make sure we're on the same page. You said, obviously, the only place you're going to move is going to be 609 Woodlawn, correct? I mean, that's the only reason. That's the whole point of this. Okay, got it. And that's really exciting. What's important about getting to that place for you all?
It's on the lake. There's lots of 8-year-olds, right?
Lots of
Awesome. Well, that's great. So what's important about having all those kids nearby you and having that lakefront home for you? Family. Excellent. So let's paint a picture. Let's say, there's a lot of moving pieces to this puzzle that we're working with here. Let's say that all these pieces come together. We get your home sold and we get your offer accepted, even with the contingency, which in this market can be a challenge. And you guys are living in that home. Ultimately, what's that going to do for you guys?
Well, for me, just to be on the lake, it's something that we've always wanted as a family, and there's more kids for little Johnny to play with, and just to be able to socialize with our friends that we already have, and not have to worry about driving and walking distance. It'll just make for funner weekends and a lot more activities. Yeah.
Funner weekends. Excited about it, huh? Funner weekends, more activities, and it's really exciting. Well, that's great. Congratulations. I'm really excited to make this come together for you. So, in this case, ideally, I think you said that you wanted to price the home at $285. Is that correct?
285 to 300.
Okay, 285 to 300. All right. And ideally, you said that you would make the move just as soon as the home would be available to you, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as soon as possible. And you said that you owed $220 on this house, correct?
Yep.
Okay. And you weren't planning on selling it yourself, correct?
No.
Because we want to make this a smooth transition. And you want to get all your cash out from this sale to bring into your next sale. Okay, got it. Terrific. Well, there's really two issues that we're going to have to look at today. The first issue will always be your motivation to sell this home. And that's clear. I mean, it's obvious. You saw that other house. We know what you're doing. The second issue will always be the price that we set on the home. So I've prepared what we call a comparative market analysis.
Okay.
I don't know if you're familiar with that. We did that when you bought your house. So you can get a sense of what your home was when you bought last time. And typically, there are two parts to the research that I do. Part one, I call fantasy land. Now, that's what some homeowners are really wishing that they could get for their home in this market. And part two, I call reality. And that's what real estate agents are listing and then selling homes for today. And that's actually what's going to cause you to have this lakefront purchase be very real for you. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have to decide today where you want to spend your time. Now, the purpose of a comparative market analysis is to determine the value of your home in the eyes of a buyer. Do you guys know how buyers determine value?
I mean, probably just like we did. They look for the best house that fits them, right?
Exactly. Buyers determine value by comparison shopping. So in other words, they're going to look at your home, they're going to factor in its features and its benefits, and then they're going to compare it with similar homes that have either A, recently sold, or B, that are currently on the market. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like the comps that I sent you on the lakefront home that you're considering right now.
Right.
So may I give you an example of how buyers are thinking in this market?
Yeah.
Okay, it really can help. So it's much like buying anything. Let's say that you were going to purchase a computer, and the computer that you want is $1,500. So being a smart shopper that you are, you go to another store. They have the same computer as $1,500, but this computer has a touchscreen and has a webcam. Which one would you buy?
Obviously, the one with the extras.
The one with the extras. Exactly. And why is that?
It's a better buy.
It's a better buy. Right. Now, let's say that these features weren't important to you. Okay? What would you expect the first store to do in order for you to even consider purchasing their computer? Lower the price. Okay. Thank you. You guys are a breath of fresh air. Most people don't get it that easy. That's exactly how buyers are going to be thinking when it comes to making a decision on purchasing your home. So you can see that in order for us to increase value, which is value is what causes a buyer to make a decision on whether they're going to buy or not, we either A, have to have more features and benefits for the same price, or B, we've got to have a lower price. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So unless you were planning on adding more features to your home, were you?
No.
Okay. Other than maybe just a little painting and the cleanup that we talked about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever you think.
Price really is going to be the only issue. Can I show you what I mean?
Sure.
Okay. So let's take a look at the market analysis. As you can see, all the comparables are right from within your area.
Mm-hmm.
So if I was working with a buyer right now, these are right from within your community, Sand Lake Hills. This is an area that they might consider because all these houses are right from within the same area. So let's start off with the first one. And this is a grid of all of them. When did that first property sell, Chris?
Looks like May 15th.
May 15th, so it was pretty recent. Typically, an appraiser is going to want us to stay within 6 months for comparable, so that's what I did. Okay, so if someone's going to get a mortgage. What was that property listed for?
$279.
Yep, $279. What did it sell for?
$270?
$270.
If that's right.
Yep. And I wanted to clarify one thing. County records showed your square footage to be 1,620. Does that sound to be right?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Terrific. And it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. So how much per square foot did that property list for and then sell for?
Looks like it sold for $167.49.
That's correct, exactly. They've received how much? They got 97% of their asking price.
Okay.
Okay, so they did pretty good. And how many days did it take for them to go under contract?
2, man. They underpriced that thing? 2 days?
Well,
didn't give enough time for everyone to look at it?
You know what? If you sold your home in 2 days, how would you guys feel about that? Knowing that you've got a commitment on this other home that's more expensive. That pose a problem for you?
I mean, if we got our price, I just think 2 days is. I mean, does that even give everyone the opportunity? Like, did they even have a weekend to show the house?
Well, it looks like when I called the agent, this seller actually had multiple offers
Oh,
of the property. So they actually had more than one opportunity.
Okay.
And usually what we find is what the more realistic or fair that a home is priced for the market
Mm-hmm.
is the less time that it will take,
Mhm.
and also the less difference between its asking price and what it sells for.
Okay.
Fair enough?
Mhm.
Okay, so now that property had how many square feet?
1612, so it's like the same size.
Pretty much the same floor plan as yours, wasn't it? Same bedroom, bath, and bedroom count,
Right?
and it's right here in Sand Lake Hills, right? So let's take a look at the next one. When did that one sell, Chris?
July?
Yeah, that was like a month ago. Exactly. What price were they asking for it?
$259.
$259. And what did it sell for?
Well, they got more than they're asking.
Yeah, they got over their asking price. Now these homes, by the way, I made sure that all of them had updated kitchens.
Okay.
So they're pretty much all like yours, except for there was one. No, all of them. I looked for the ones that had updated kitchens because I knew you had one.
Okay.
So they're all very much like yours. What did that sell for per square foot?
$162.60.
And so they got 100% of their asking price, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Again, that's evidence that when a home is priced fair for the market, the seller doesn't have to do a lot of negotiating.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to pretty much get, their asking price, and sometimes they get a little bit more. How many days did it take for that one to sell?
5.
Yeah, so the market responded. Again, I was able to confirm with this agent. They did have multiple offers. It put that seller in a position of strength because they used pricing as a tool to get themselves into that position.
Mm-hmm.
Square footage, that was a little less than us, wasn't it?
Yeah, not by much.
Yeah, not by much. It was almost the same floor plan as yours. I confirmed it. Now, this one did not have a pool, and your house has a pool.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yep. And then the first one did have a pool, so you can see. Let's take a look at the next one. When did that one sell?
July 31st.
What price were they asking?
$266.
And what did it sell for?
Full price.
Again, they got asking price.
Yep.
Yeah, again, evidence. When a home is priced fair for the market,
Mm-hmm.
not a lot of differential. In this case, that sold for how much a square foot?
$158.24.
Yep. And how many days did that take?
2.
Yep, exactly. Now that one was pretty much a little bit larger than your house.
Mm-hmm.
That was 81 square feet,
Right?
and that one did have a pool.
Okay.
All right. This next one, it sold when?
June.
Okay. And so now we're through the rest of the comparables. Okay.
Okay.
So just for the sake of timing and for the video. So now that we've seen these sales, Chris, Amy, and you've seen the condition of these other properties, they're all very similar to yours. What price do you feel we should use to create value in the eyes of a buyer? Again, that's what causes them to make a decision. And get someone to decide to buy your home versus the other competition that's out there.
Well, I mean, what do you think? That's what we're watching for. What is your recommendation?
Well, let's take a look at the market. So in this case, the market is telling us right here the average sale price per square foot is at $159.
Mm-hmm.
At your square footage, that would put you here. The high, which is about $258.5, the high would put you here at $271.
Mm-hmm.
I would suggest pricing in that range. Do you want to list your home in that range and get it on the market?
Yeah, that's a little less. We're leaving some money on the table. I mean, I'd be okay if it took like a couple weeks. I mean, it just seems like these other people, maybe they just didn't get full exposure. I mean, 2 days.
Sounds like they priced too low.
Yeah, sounds like they might have underpriced.
Okay, and yet they did have
I
multiple.
mean, I do want the house, but yeah, I'm not going to give it away.
No, I completely can appreciate that. So, in this case, these sellers did have multiple offers, so they actually did have more than one buyer show up for the purchase.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess my question is now, we're going in and we're going to be making an offer on a house just like you're going to be receiving offers on your house, correct?
Right.
So let me ask you a question, Chris, Amy. Here's the thing. This is a strategy so that you actually, contingencies in this market are like this. So let's say that a buyer comes in and we're on the market for 2 weeks and we're priced high, all right? Which means that we may not have more than one offer that comes to the table like these sellers did. Now let's say since we're priced high for the market or a little bit beyond where the market is, we only have one offer that comes across. And that one offer that comes across happens to have a contingency on the sale of their home.
Okay.
How would you feel about that, knowing that you're going in and you're committing on the purchase of another property?
Ooh, that sounds like a lot.
It's a lot of moving pieces.
Right.
Would you be comfortable with that?
I mean, if you think you're the professional, so would you be comfortable? Is that normal?
Well, what it's going to do is if you, let's say, if we get your offer accepted, keep in mind, we've got to, typically as a listing agent, or as I'm your listing agent, if someone is talking about presenting us with a contingency on the sale, what questions do you think I'd be asking about that other offer?
What price it is?
Yeah, let me help you.
Okay.
The first questions that I'm going to ask, because you're my sellers and I represent you, is okay, is their house on the market? Because it's contingent. I'm going to ask that first. And I'm going to ask, well, what's it priced at? And then I'm going to say, I'm going to go back into the MLS and I'm going to look, well, what's it priced at in comparison to what other homes sold for? Now, if I come back to you, Chris, and I say, hey, you know what, this buyer is asking for a contingency, and yet they're priced about 5% above actually where the market is. How comfortable are you going to be when it comes to, actually engaging in an offer with that buyer, with them asking you for a contingency while you're committing to another property?
Yeah, I think I'd rather just get a buyer that doesn't have a contingency.
Okay, can I tell you the best way to do that?
Yeah, please.
Okay, there's two strategies in pricing a home in this market. The first strategy is you can price it to help your neighbors sell, which is, if we go beyond what pricing is currently right now, you'll help your neighbors sell. Maybe you might get an offer, but it could end up being that one straggler offer as opposed to multiple offers that maybe might not be as appealing to you. And for that matter, it may not be as appealing to your sellers when we go to present your offer. And you see how this trickle downward effect could actually affect you and your chances of getting that other sale.
Yeah.
Now the second strategy is we go in and we price right where the last sales have been. And what is that doing for us? Well, what we're seeing is as we confirm it, when I call these other agents, those properties went under contract relatively quickly. They actually were able to negotiate from a position of strength, and they got to choose the most highest qualified buyer. So what if we did that, and let's say we actually got a buyer that was cash versus financing. Now we go to present your offer to your seller, that would put you in a much stronger position, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I really want that house.
Okay. You want that house, right?
I do.
Exactly.
I know.
So
I know you.
So based on that, and based on what you guys actually want, right? Which strategy do you like better? The first one, which, it's really putting us at a lot of risk, or the second one, which is eliminating risk and putting you in a greater position to get what you want?
Think we could maybe go just a little bit higher, like maybe 275?
Well, it's entirely up to you. How do you feel about risking not having that potential?
Okay, fine, let's do it. 271.
All right, may I offer a suggestion?
Yeah.
Okay, I would suggest going out there at the 270. May I tell you why?
Sure.
Okay, for $1,000, computers read things literally in our current marketplace. So for $1,000, people don't mentally usually search. When I ask a buyer, what price range are you looking at? I've never had a buyer tell me, I'm looking from 271 to 300, or from 250 to 271.
Round numbers.
Yeah, round numbers are what's going to cause us.
That
If
makes
we're in a
sense.
$5,000 increment, do you want to get it out there at the 270?
Let's do it.
Excellent, terrific. All I need you to do is simply sign here, and we can get it started today. Won't that be great?
Yeah, well, so Mark, since you're helping us buy the other house and listing this one, are you willing to work on your commission at all?
Help me understand what you mean.
Well, since you're getting 2 transactions and you help us buy this house, we were kind of hoping that maybe you would take a little break on your commission since you're representing us in both. both sides.
Okay, what did you have in mind?
Well, you've already given me the net sheet, so you're charging 6%, I guess.
6 is normal.
And
for this one.
how much would you guys earn on the buy side?
Well, here's the best part. On the buy side, you don't have to pay me a dime.
Right.
So, we're going to use a normal market rate commission, and we're going to put all our effort forth so that you actually get the most that the market has to offer. Make sense?
Yeah. So what were you guys earning on the buy side? Is it normal? So it's 6% as well there.
On the buy side, we earn a 3% commission.
Okay. All right. So it's 9 total percent. All right. I mean, would you be willing to take 2 percentage points off of that?
No, I can't do that. Any other questions?
Why won't you take 2%? I don't understand.
Well, Chris, in this case, right now, it sounds like the goal is to put you and Amy in a position so that you actually are set up to accomplish the goal of getting this lakefront property, correct?
Right.
So if we pay a less, I guess if we're going to take 2% off, where would you suggest that we cut that from? Do you want me to take that from what I'm going to feed my family with? Or should we take it from what the other agent would earn and what they're going to feed their family with?
Well, I was just hoping. I know that agents will negotiate on commission. I've kind of talked to some people at work, and they've said they've done lower commission. So I don't want to take food off your family's plate,
Okay, great.
but I'm looking to get the best deal I can.
Oh, I can appreciate that, absolutely. Getting the best deal means that using a normal commission will cause us to receive more opportunities for you as buyers. May I explain?
Yep.
Okay, so let's say that we listed it at a less than normal commission, all right? And so we would be putting it out there, offering, typically when we're at a 6% commission, we're offering 3% to a buyer's agent to attract them to come to the table.
Okay.
Now, do you know how many homes the average agent sells in this market?
No idea.
They sell about 4 homes a year per National Association of Realtor Statistics.
Okay.
So here's the thing you want to think about. We're looking to attract a buyer in a timely fashion, correct? If an agent sells 4 homes a year, your home purchase or sale would represent 1/4 of their income for the year. Now, if you were an agent and you could show a home that was at a normal commission, or you could show a home that was at a less than normal commission, and you're talking about a home that you're selling a home that represents 1/4 of your income for the year, which home are you going to show?
The higher commission.
The higher commission. So, I mean, I could tell you what you want to hear right now, simply to make you feel good, and yet it's still not going to get you a sale in a timely fashion and ultimately get you to your goal. So, does it make sense then? Can you see why? I mean, if we use a normal commission, that's going to ultimately end up helping you and Amy get what you want in a time frame that's going to serve you.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, terrific. All we need to do now is simply sign the contract so I can help you get what you want in the time you want. Won't that be great?
Well, so we were kind of hoping before we committed to this that we get that other one under contract. Before we go through all this work and getting the house ready.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
absolutely.
Is that okay?
No, that makes perfect
Read all
sense.
this and everything?
Because you're not going to sell this house unless you get that house.
Right. Yeah. I don't want to
Okay.
be homeless.
So what I've prepared to do is we're going to put right into the listing agreement listing contract contingent upon sellers getting their new home at 609 Woodlawn Cemetery Road under contract. Fair enough?
Yep. And so I can cancel this if we don't get it or whatever.
Yeah,
charge.
there's no problem. I mean, my intention for you is that you guys get what you want. I can't make you sell your home if that's not what you want to do.
Right.
That's not ultimately what's going to bring goodwill over time. So, make sense?
Makes sense.
Okay, so the good news is with a listing agreement in place, when we go to present your offer to this other seller, they can see that you are this committed to purchasing their home, that you've gone ahead and you've actually listed your home with me. Does that make sense? So we want to put you in that position of strength. Should we get it started?
Let's do it.
Okay, great. Sign the contract. Excellent.
Good job.